Good evening, my darlings. Greeting. Welcome to the... I'm slightly blurred there, John.
You slightly blurred?
Do you think I'm a little bit blurred, everyone? Hello, bonsoir, buonasera, good evening, guten Tag. Is that the one in German? Who knows? Welcome to the 25th episode of Rasta Maice Painting. Where are we? Matt Skywalker, Coles, Tavern Wars, Dalton, Captain Rex, Doddy's Gaming. Thank you guys for the couple of people that subbed while we were like warming up, while you were watching the credits almost. Will Bam, what are you saying? Mr. Wagstaff, how are you, my friend? Rattler. We've got quite a few of the Patreons in there watching.
Yeah, we can talk to Mr. Wellband and say it's really warm in here today.
Yeah, Mr. Wellband. You know you left the heating on all night long, don't you? Set at 25 degrees, Mr. Wellband.
But we're warm.
Hey, Bremy, what are you saying, mate? He's clearly not on a boat or he's got good reception. Thank you very much, Mr. Dalton. I'm going to keep reminding people throughout this show that the most important thing you guys can do to support this stream going forward, and we are going to need your support next year, some big changes afoot next year, is subscribe and then go to Rasta Maice Painting on Patreon and become a Patreon. There's actually 2 slots open for the $20 bracket, which entitle you to the painted dials, and they're not often open, those slots, so if you want them, now's the time to jump in, and then you'll be entitled to the next 6-month reward. So, I can't get a picture. What's this? He's not on a boat. Mr. Bellamy, are you not seeing us, young man? Is everyone else seeing us? I take it you all are, because none of you have complained about it just yet. I got my crumb this morning. It's amazing. Do you know what? Let me tell you a little story about the crumbs. Those of you that are Patreons and those of you that aren't. So my products are becoming really, really limited now. Yeah, really, really collector's edition. Hello, Mr. Ander. And we had real difficulties casting crumb, and so a lot of what I had cast ended up in the bin. They were rejected, and so I literally ended up with the bare minimum numbers that I needed to send the $10 Patreons an unpainted one, and then the $20 Patreons a painted one, and I had one that I sold to another Patreon that he asked for. So I counted 8 to be painted, and that included one for myself, and then when I came to send them out, I realised I should have counted 9, but it's too late now. So there are 8 painted Salacious crumb dials on the planet. I don't even own one. That's how like rare the Salacious crumb painted dial is.
You haven't got one.
No, and I'm not taking any commissions to paint them. So really, if you want,
that's the only way to do
it. If you want one of these exclusive 6-month styles, the next one's going to be a loaf cat. How cool's that going to be? Yeah, Loaf Cat's cool, man.
There's so much cool stuff now with the Mandalorian and stuff.
Good for Almighty. Thanks, John. Soon as I'm back, I'll be back at... Thank you very much. A Loaf Cat. Yeah, Loafal Rebel. You know, from Loafal. Loafal. So, hello, everyone. Scarlett's here. John's here. We're back on clones this episode. When's Baby Yoda coming? Oh yeah, actually I have got one of Lee's Baby Yodas to paint, but did I still fit into $20 this time? I'm not sure, Doddy. Let me go home and check. Mate. I haven't got access to that right here, right now. But yeah, they've all gone out, and anything that went out, you got extra stuff in there. The cards, I had a complete and utter mare. I've given up with the cards this time. I'm going to go to a completely different supplier, and I'm doing a set of 6 cards. So the next time that I do the 6-month rewards, everyone will get a set of those 6 cards, including the $5 patrons that are generally the card bracket. But everyone will get that just to say thank you for being patient. Just they let me down, man, and really just did me head in, and I ain't got time to redo it all for you and not make you wait ages. So somebody say clones. I did, brother, I did. We are carrying on from last week, and if we just started doing a crochet bait, a crochet, not a crotch.
Crochet baby. Crochet baby.
So yeah, tonight's episode is brought to you on behalf of my Coleslaw. By the way, it's winter. Don't stare at it. I'm really self-conscious and I hate it. I always already got like Hello, Scarlett. Hello, daughter. My daughter's with me, as you know, the awesome Scarlett. And I hope you guys appreciate that we're keeping her from her like meditative period at home where she needs to think about maths and French and all the other like things that she has to think about at school. So yeah, Scarlett's here. We're carrying on painting. Yeah.
Should we do the stretch goal?
Should we show them the stretch goal? Right. So
It's up there at the moment.
there's a picture on screen. I forgot. I completely forgot. I'm doing all my housekeeping. I'm really out of practice, aren't I? I'm sorry, everyone. I normally give a much better quality of show. I have a lot on my mind. Right. This is the stretch goal. You can see it in the corner. Now, because it's Christmas, I wanted to give you something really, really nice. I really didn't want to give this away. I've got 2 Outriders. This is one of my Outriders. And this has been with me a long, long time.
Should we go top down?
Let's go top down and I can show them a little bit on this. Let's get these boys out of the way. Here it is. The photos never do them justice. You can see the beautiful canopy. This is all fully modded, yeah? So all of this pipe work and all of the gribblies, this has all been added. Right, so this is not a standard YT2400 by any means. Okay, it really is. It's all silver chipped. This was all done in 2 stages with a special pencil. Really, really beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so that's what we're giving away, right? This bad boy. My heart breaks. But that's for you guys, right? And the stretch goal is... John, you haven't put a stretch goal up. You've put a 0 stretch goal.
Oh.
Yeah. You can't have that for nothing.
I best change that quick now.
Thank you, Captain Rex. Hello, Dad. And we are going to crack on with some clones in a minute. Yay, finally I have a picture. I don't know what happened there, Kev. Hey, Josh, what are you saying, my brother? Watching in America at the moment, Mr. Holt.
Is that right?
Oh, without a doubt, Mr. Holt's in America. I know him well. Met him at Worlds. Lovely, lovely guy. We're just waiting for John to sort it out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pull these in. Right, so.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's 140 quid.
Oh, on my screen here, look, it's got 0.
Yeah, it's because we've got £0. Right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's 140. So, listen, if you're wondering how we're going to give it away and you're new to it, it's Spondoolies. You get Spondoolies by watching, you get Spondoolies by cheering, you get Spondoolies by subbing, and you get Spondoolies by donating on this link. I thought, like, as you're doing that stuff with your hands, I thought, look, see, I love Tavern Wars. Tavern Wars is just my favourite. Apart from all the other people that are my favourite. You've got a white stretch goal on a white background. Yeah. Okay. All right, James. Some of us colourblind, mate, and we just like black and white. So look. All I did. So this is what time I've spent, because this is our Christmas project, right? I have spent, say, an hour getting them out of the box, sticking them together and putting a blue base coat. Then last week we spent 2 hours doing the airbrush stage, right? Then I went home and I've honestly done 2 hours, maybe 2.25 hours, finishing off the washes, right? Well, not finishing off the washes, but getting all of them to this point. Right now, in the last show, I know there was people, even Alex was going, oh, it's really blue, but I hit it with this black and this dark grey model wash, right? You know, the one that I can remove. You can see this guy, I've started to take it a little bit further. This is what I'm going to show you. We're going to do all the detail on these today. But look, right, they have already, they're really nice. They've got really nice, some different colours. They've got some fades in there. The washes have gone in great. And what I'm trying to do here is I am trying to keep things like kind of not super golden demon standard or nothing. I'm trying to keep everything to a point where you should all be able to just keep up. So in this episode, we are going to do guns. There's a couple of leather straps, and we're going to put on some markings, right? I found a drawing on the internet of, you know, like a pen drawing of clone troopers and different ways that they have coloured parts of their armour. Oh, thank you very much, Doddy. Bless you, man. And we're going to do some of that today. And we're going to do some, you know how I can use the model wash to do this, which is just put in the shadow, but then we can use model wash also to actually paint detail. And let me just go to my box, because I think I've lost it, because we're going to do a little bit of damage work with sponge, if I ain't lost my sponge. John, there ain't a bit of like pluck foam floating about, is there? Something like that. Where'd my foam go? Right, well, director John is going to look for some pluck foam, because I got this little technique that where I use a tweezers, and which did you see the Porsche Star Wars ship yet? What? Sorry, what? Hello, what? Oh, Richie C, thank you, beautiful man. So I'll go back to the Porsche thing in a minute. Richie C, right? So you guys out there watching, Richie C sent me, thank you, Mr. Barlow. Richie C sent me some photos of a squad of Wookiees that he's painted, and he said to me that I've basically been the guy that tipped him over the edge to actually go out there and do some work. And I was like, wow, do you know what? Flattering, number one, and then number two, they were really good, right? Ah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look, little bit of foam. We're going to need this. I'm going to rip this up, unfortunately, but we're going to need this and we're going to do some work. So, what am I going to start with? Yes, that's right. So, we're just going to start by blocking in a few colours on these. So, I've got this colour. This is sombre grey, right? I want to do the hands. I don't want to get in like any, I'm not trying to get in any of the joints or nothing. And the reason why I'm doing sombre grey is because I'm going to end up putting a black wash. Where's my gloves? Because someone's going to go, why haven't you got gloves on? And they're absolutely right. So listen, I reckon in this episode, if I work fast enough, I should be able to get these to a point where they're pretty much done, if everything goes to plan. And then off camera, base wise, all I'm going to do is a simple PVA sand, let it dry, then I cover the whole base with like an ink, so a brown ink. It dries into the sand, let it dry, then dry brush up through sandy colours, little bit of bone at the end, and I'll probably go with a black edge on the base because that's what I like with miniatures. You won't get to see the basing, but the basing's not going to be like super detailed basing. I want them to be quite neutral, if you know what I mean, on the bases. So let's get a brush. Let's get in my box and find a brush and decide exactly what I'm going to do. Yes, this grey. So, we got quite a big week coming, right? Something quite special's happening on a Thursday, I do believe, John.
Yes.
Yes, you can speak as well, John.
Yes, you know.
Because you know I will run out of words, and we are only 15 minutes in, John.
Work. What
right.
I do at work? Thursday. Who's going?
Yeah, who's going?
Who's going to the midnight? Would it be Wednesday midnight?
Is it Wednesday midnight or Thursday midnight?
I think it's Wednesday midnight, isn't it? I don't know. It could be Thursday midnight. Somebody on the stream will correct me in a second.
I'm so hopeful. Now. So today, I hadn't seen any of the.
You're off screen now, weren't you?
Sorry, mate. I hadn't seen any of the teaser, the TV spots. Is it they call them?
I'll be going midnight Wednesday. Yeah.
Who's that?
Matty Skywalker Coles.
Wow. Yeah, I can't do midnight, unfortunately. Some of us have children that have to go to school in the morning.
Yeah, I know. I want to do it, but I won't go until the Saturday.
I don't enjoy the midnight showings. I'm too tired.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
I know. Yeah.
And you put me in a dark room
with lights off.
And I love Star Wars with all my heart, but I'm going to nod off because I'm just an old man now. What can I do?
Somebody's going on Friday afternoon.
Who's that?
I don't know. It's on your screen. It's not coming up here. But...
Richie C.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's just come through here. Came up on your screen first. Weird.
Who knows, John?
Who knows? It's technology, isn't it? I
don't like it personally, John.
Dolly's going 9 a.m. on Thursday for me. That would be a good time to go, actually. First thing in the morning. I've been down with that.
Alex was talking about that. Was going like Thursday or Friday morning.
For some people, it has to be the midnight showing, and I totally get that. You know, massive fan. You know, but like you say, I just can't take it in at that time of night.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do it justice.
So we watched the midnight showing for Last Jedi,
Yeah.
and I hated it. I hated the showing. I hated the film, to be fair, at the time. And I think that was exasperated by the fact it was a midnight showing. But then we did Force Awakens, like on the proper day.
Yeah.
So it was released midnight, and then that next day, then we went, and it was like 7 o'clock showing, and it was the best one because everyone was alive.
Yeah.
And you didn't need to be like, oh, I saw it 6 hours before you.
Yeah.
Because it was just, I think you were just a bit more energized and ready. Read me out some comments, John, because I'm missing them, mate.
Brummy 1508. I can't see it until after Christmas.
No.
Consider it boss making me work. Yeah, but that is just wrong.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It should give you the day off to watch Star Wars.
Say here, painting space walls.
Who's that?
That's Dolly Gaming.
Nice.
And he says he's on too many drugs that make him drowsy for the midnight one.
Right.
Alfred gifted another sub.
Thank you, Ulfric.
Gifting them left, right, and centre tonight. You're just a little bit off screen there.
I'm just gonna move my camera a bit, guys. If we need to that's better. Because I'm like up here, right under the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. I must have knocked it. So we're just going through the process. I know this is like me painting hands, but this is the reality of what you got to do. And I'm hoping that some of you out there will get a box of these Clone Troopers and copy this verbatim.
It's a very nice, vivid style you've got there.
They really pop with this.
Yeah.
And remember, like, the camera shots are never quite as nice as they are in real life. Because we work with these two big, like, studio lamps. It washes out a little bit of the colour in everything you're seeing.
Lee Dalton says nice brush.
Yeah, I do believe they're doing another series of these, Broken Toad. So if you're listening, Mr. Broken Toad, and you want to send Rasta Maice a set of these, and I'll test them out on stream, I would love that, because I certainly love this set that you do. So I don't know why I used this pot to put this grey in when I could have used a palette.
Mark 3s are out now, Lee says.
Mark 3 what?
I assume he used brushes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what are they saying? I shall wait for the rest of my team to give their opinion first.
That's
What, of the film?
Yeah.
Are they going before you, Captain Rex? I think that's a bit naughty of them. You do all that driving for them up and down the country, and they can't take you to see Star Wars.
I'll be interested to know what people want to see.
What do you mean?
In the Star Wars film, what they want out of it.
It's all been leaked, though, isn't it?
Has it?
Pretty much. The plot line's been leaked.
Oh, don't tell me that.
No, I mean, I don't know it, but
Yeah.
I've heard it's all been leaked. Because it's been shown, isn't it? The final version's been shown to the cast.
Right, okay.
It was shown there was... I can't remember exactly what it was. I think someone was shown it, whether they were dying or they were very ill. But it was like a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, it was shown where it was like, it's finalised. And you know how things are. Nothing's secret no more, is it? Like you, I would fall asleep. Have you put paint on the camera lens? There's a black mark on the screen. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
That could be...
That's very rough.
That's that. It's our background, don't worry about it.
No, look, hang on. That's actually the table.
It's our terrible...
it's our terrible backdrop.
Attempt at
A
green
terrible
screening.
backdrop. But the stream will be moving to a more suitable location next year, so we don't freeze on our, off all the time and get rained on as much as we are.
And in the summer get boiled.
Absolutely.
It's so bad.
There's never a happy medium, is there, John? Never ever happy medium.
It is like an oven, isn't it?
So we're getting there now. This is the last guy. So remember, this is the full 7-man squad. It is 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. But you can only have 6, right?
Is that true, Richie? I don't believe that.
What?
John Boyega accidentally left the script for the film under his bed in a hotel room. Cleaner found it, stuck it on eBay.
Oh, she must be loaded.
Neither that, or it's the biggest fake script of all time.
Where's my tissue gone, John? We've used it.
Disney
Now.
had to buy it back.
Disney brought it back, really? Right, so I'm going to get the little palette thing. Let's use this. I am going to block in some colours on the gun. Now, the gun's in Star Wars, right?
Gen up eyebrows.
What?
I have no idea. There's obviously some cryptic.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say what I've heard, but I have heard some, like, spoilers, some plot, and, like, you can tell it ain't nonsense what they're talking about. You can tell someone's got hold of it and know what's happening, and it's a bit poop. I will say this about it. I'm really upset about The Mandalorian. I'm really upset about the fact that, like, I haven't seen any of it. I've seen, like, 20 minutes of the first bit, and I wish I hadn't now, but I don't like the fact that it's been so heavily spoiled. Like, this whole Baby Yoda thing. Yeah, it's really cool. I didn't know it was in it, and I'm a bit gutted now, and you actually seen pictures of it, like, floating across the desert with him, and it's like, you just ruined it for me, and I don't think that it was really bad show of them to release it in America and nowhere else. It was...
Well, they released it everywhere else, just not in the UK.
Well, that's bad, huh? The country that made the film...
Yeah, no. I mean, it's part of it, The Mandalorian is made at Shepherd's Bush.
Shepperton, you mean?
No, I think
It's not Shepherd's Bush, mate. There's no room in Shepherd's Bush.
is it not? It's in London, Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, I know it is, but Shepperton, I think, is where you're
is that-
thinking of,
Okay, maybe.
is the film studios.
Okay.
Right, so, as I was saying, but I guess we were in go one above Timo. What was that? I missed it.
Like Mark said, Disney were all over and brought it before anyone could get to it. Timo, but I guess we already know the story. Copy ideas from episodes 1 to 6 and add nonsense.
Oh, Timo.
It's all Sky TV's fault about, isn't it? Yeah.
Come in then, babe, if you want. You can come in. Ladies and gentlemen, Scarlett might be joining us just to come and say hello because she says it's a bit... She said it's a bit spooky where she's sitting.
It's not spooky.
I don't like it.
She
Do you
don't
want to
like
get a chair and
it.
bring it here.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah, you can come and sit.
yeah, you can do.
Right, so
Hard,
I was
but yeah,
saying,
you can do.
Star Wars guns. This is not like you don't want to paint 40k gun. You don't want super bright silvers or nothing like that. So I'm
You can
starting with
control the thing.
Vallejo gunmetal, which is really dark. Can you see? Lovely colour. It's got a
Tell me
really
about what's
nice
in there.
colour.
I was there.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah. Scarlett's going to read the auto cue. I like it.
What was that?
No, you just the comments.
The comments. So your dad can.
The last episode of The Mandalorian really annoyed you. Oh no! What does it end bad? Because I know, look. I've seen like a little bit of the first episode and it looked amazing. It didn't just all go down the pan, did it?
It's true.
What?
Someone put the best jalapeno in the house.
Who said that? Who said that?
Mr. Stander.
The best Delapina is in the house, everyone. That is officially her nickname. She wasn't christened it. You guys actually called
I
her.
was never kissed.
No, it's right, because you're not. But they know what I mean. But yeah, you guys actually gave Scarlett that nickname.
Mando is great. I don't know who said that. That's not, some of the comments don't come through on my chat.
Josh Holt. Clive says, hi, Scarlett.
Hello. No,
So,
I can't see them here.
We go. Yeah, no, that was all. I'm just a bit upset that there's so many spoilers out there, and there's diehard Star Wars fans like myself that don't have the access. And if I had the ability to pay that sub and watch it, I would. But I just don't have that option, and that's not cool, man. That's not cool at all.
It wasn't the episode, it was some of the actors they chose and them not having any prosthetics to use. It felt like a bad fan-made episode where they had a little money for a couple of names.
Right.
I was kind of down with it. I'm alright. I watched...
You've seen them all, right, John?
Yeah. Watched them.
There's a lot of
There
people saying
are
that...
moments in it where it doesn't feel 100% professional, but I can live with that.
A lot of people are saying they reckon it's like the best thing ever of Star Wars. Do you agree? John?
So I'm just reading the message. So yeah, what?
A lot of people like I've read they reckon it's like the best ever Star Wars thing.
It's up there.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
it's up there. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you've got to watch it. Put it that way.
The story, is it good?
The story is
That's the most important.
A bit windy. I hope they inject a little bit more story in the next few episodes. If they don't, it's going to be a little bit of a disappointment, because there is some story that they had right at the start, which seems to have disappeared at the moment.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, because like the bit I've seen in the first episode looked great.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
See what I've done, don't you, John? I've got silver on his shoulder. How have I done that?
Yeah, I agree with Richie. It's definitely up there. It definitely made for the fans. I'm kind of excited about it because if they keep making series of it, it can really build into something really good.
So Game of Thrones-esque then?
Yeah, I think that's...
Not that I've seen Game of Thrones. I must be the only person in the world, right?
I haven't.
2 people. That's me and you, babe. That's because we're peas in the pod.
Yeah.
That's we're peas in the pod.
Yeah, Lee's saying it needs direction. It kind of feels like that at the moment. I don't know whether they're just sort of like building some characters.
It's new. It's not Skywalker and Jedi, and therefore the best until Clone Wars returns. What I really like about the Mando is that it's Star Wars free of the shackles of the Skywalker story arc. Yeah, cool.
Agreed,
I agree with that. I
That
haven't
makes
seen.
3.
Oh, makes 3 of us.
Yeah, the episodes do feel a little short.
What sort of runtime are they?
About 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's a shame, but I
Because
suppose
it's an hour in the US once they put all the adverts in it and stuff. It's 45 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that.
They put adverts.
yeah. But I mean, if it's on a streaming channel, why the hell are they putting adverts in it?
I don't know. I'm assuming that in America it's got heavy adverts.
Because I'll tell you, I couldn't think of anything more infuriating than watching that with adverts.
Mm.
You remember like the Clone Wars cartoon series and Rebels cartoon series? I
Yeah.
wouldn't watch it because of the adverts.
Yeah,
I'd wait till they came out on DVD,
Yeah.
just so I could sit down and watch it like a film.
What's that? Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that American streaming services push adverts in there.
Well,
Oh no, somebody's saying Shazbot GG. I'm in the US and we don't have any adverts with it.
yeah, I was going to say,
Fair enough.
Josh Holt's in the chat, and is Shazbot on? Hello, Shazbot, mate. There's no ads on Disney Plus. Didn't it cost something like 12 million an episode? What? What are they
Yeah,
spending that on?
12
I mean,
million
like, it does
episode.
beg a belief a little bit
Yeah.
when you think about how many Star Wars films they've made. Like, how many times do you need to make Stormtrooper armor? Surely, would you do bin them every time? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Probably, yeah.
like sweeping up Jar Wars.
Yeah. There is something about the costumes that they do collect them up and don't let anybody hold on to them and that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
essential
yeah,
actual
yeah.
property and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I heard they had to get the 501st in to help them
really,
on one of the episodes on The Mandalorian because they didn't have enough armour. And the 501st come along.
yeah, Marty was saying the stormtroopers were mainly 501st.
So it was a bit unprofessional then.
Yeah.
What are they?
Oh, I don't know, the 501st stuff.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was just cosplayers. It weren't like they have had to cut a few corners.
John,
What's that?
what are they?
They're just like fibre, like your dad uses for cleaning.
Oh.
Or if you're like an ogre and you've got a really massive ear canal,
Oh,
you
yeah,
want
like
a
me.
super long.
It's not my favourite Star Wars thing, but it's pretty good.
Who's that?
Matty Skywalker Coles.
Well, Matt Skywalker's Cole's favourite Star Wars things is Clone Wars, the cartoon series. Am I right there, Matt Coles? I'm pretty sure that's his favourite.
Now, Galaxy Edge, is that based on something out of The Mandalorian? Ash was like alluding to the fact that it might be. I'm not quite sure whether it is or it isn't.
I thought it had something to do with part of the new film.
It could be.
Some reference to it. Where's it's
Baku, isn't it?
Baku, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Galaxy's Edge is reaching a billion. Reaching a billion what?
Billion people, I guess.
Well, I'm sure. No, I'm sure they can't have made $1 billion, can they? Out of it already.
Maybe.
$1 billion.
Dollars.
How long has it been open? A month? 2 months?
It's a lot of money.
Wow, man! Star Wars is a license to just print cash. They should
Oh,
just.
no, it cost to Disney.
Oh. It wasn't
So-
how much they got.
Yeah, that's how much it's cost them.
That's a lot.
They're obviously hoping for a good return then.
It's all merchandise, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Well, you think how heavily they've invested. We've got years of Star Wars films to come. I remember having a conversation as a kid, dreaming about there being Star Wars films. Then they made 3 more, and then I think Ash mentioned it, where it was like the Revenge of the Sith. It was like we'll never see another Star Wars film again. And now there's loads, and more to come.
Martin Scorsese recently commended the cinematography of The Mandalorian. The thing that The Mandalorian has done that a lot of filmmakers have stopped doing is on-set filming. Rather than standing in front of a green screen, they are going to Tunisia again for Tatooine and going to New Zealand for other shots. It really helps immerse you in the episodes when the background is natural. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's very westerny. It's very
I love
samurai. I love it. I love it
I
because
love
I grew
the
up
fact they
with that.
put the concept art at the end of every episode. That's just.
I've never seen the end of an
For
episode.
me, that's.
Thanks
just
for that,
immense.
John.
Well, you got to know about it to watch it, haven't you? So yeah. Don't turn it off as soon as it ends. Watch the concept art at the end. The concept art is probably better than it looks. In the
I never
actual
switch
film.
off any film, John, until well after the credits, because I always expect Samuel L. Jackson to turn up at the end of every film, in a like a Mac, looking menacing. Do you reckon we'll get a Samuel L. Jackson Force Ghost in the Rise of Skywalker?
Who's that?
Get up, Ray!
Mace Windu.
Oh, I thought it was the black guy.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Samuel
No,
L.
the other
Jackson.
black guy. Lando.
No, not Lando. That is a great colour, this gunmetal
Proper
for it.
Western. I read somewhere that the theme music is done by the guy who wrote the theme for Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. What's his name? Who's directed it? He said that he based a lot of the look and feel of it on those spaghetti westerns.
John Favreau.
Yeah, John Favreau.
And it's also got, what's his name from Rebels? Mike Filoni. I think that's why it's been so great as well, is Filoni loves Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're a perfect combination, aren't they?
Well, look, whatever I've seen of the new film anyway, it looks like it's going to be incredible. I think I'm going to cry quite a lot, and I'm going to be. I know there was a lot of haters on The Force Awakens about it being so like New Hope. I didn't really care. If JJ gives me what he gave me with Force Awakens, I'll be a happy bunny, and I shall leave the cinema smiling like I did then.
Filoni had a cameo in the last episode.
Did he?
Really? I must have missed that.
But was he all covered in prosthetics?
Probably.
I think he's got a pair of binoculars, this guy. I have no idea what colour clone binoculars are, so they're going to be metal. What was that?
If there was ever an excuse to have an F word in a Star Wars movie, it would have to be coming from Mace Windu's Force Ghost seeing Palpatine.
No, if there was ever a scene that should have had a swear word in Star Wars, it should have been the Padawans as Anakin walked in, and it should have just been. That's it. That's the time. Right, one more gum, just to get that base coat on. Three directors in cameos flying X-wings. But can we have whoever directed The Last Jedi crash is X-wing, and can we have that whatever her name is in charge of Disney Star Wars? Can we have her in there, Kathleen Kennedy? I don't think she's been too helpful.
This chair really hurts my bum.
Yeah, it's really comfortable, that chair.
And I'm just living with it.
Are you just living with a hurty bum?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most uncomfortable chair in the world.
I know. I did make the bad decision to bring
Yeah.
it in here, but I don't want to go and get another chair.
Yeah, no one wants that. So there we go. Just base coloured guns on them all. Cool. Let that dry for a second. Wash my brush. Where am I? Nothing. So guys, chuck some questions at me or some topics, and we'll have a little chat about them.
Yeah, painting.
Some maybe even talk about some stuff maybe you guys would like to see me do next
Have
year.
you seen the
Let me just have a little vape while that's drying, while that metal colours, because I'm going to start doing some washes in it.
Crisis Game? The Marvel Crisis Game.
I have seen the Marvel Crisis game.
Maybe painting some of those for you at some point.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be quite nice.
I mean, I've never done an Iron Man or a Captain America concept of anything, have I?
No, yeah, exactly. Actually, paint Iron Man to go with your Iron Man ship.
It could be my target lock.
Yeah,
It could be my target lock.
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that's genius, John. Why didn't I think of that?
Paint MODOK.
Who's
I
MODOK?
don't know. He's one a character out of this Crisis Game. I've not actually seen it yet. I think we've got a copy up there on the shelf. Core set. Show him a picture.
Right, so
Show me a picture. I haven't seen it.
we got a lovely giveaway for that beautiful ship, guys. For any of you that are new to the stream, just join us. You can donate. The link pops up every so often, and you get a chance to win that beautiful Outrider if we hit our stretch goal.
Oh, of course, yeah, MODOK. I know MODOK. Yeah,
Do you?
yeah.
What? What have you texted me?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll have to check. What messages?
Why are you laughing?
Scarlett said you should ask questions about Scarlett because Scarlett's interesting. How would I go about painting skin? I've got to start on the rest of my rebels now. Oh, okay. Do you know what? That'd be a really good tutorial. Just painting some faces and things. So there's a massive range of skin tones. You can go right the way from, so if you're painting like black skin to Asian skin, white skin, really pale, So in most paint ranges, you will find various stages. You know, a tanned version, a more sickly version of the skin tones, and skin is like most other colours. You start with a darker tone than you want the overall thing to be, and then you start to layer. I love painting skin. Like, skin is the bit that I'm enjoying most. It's all the armour and stuff, which is yeah. What's your favourite faction,
I
Scarlett?
don't know what that means.
This is Modoc.
Oh, wicked, man! Is that from the actual game?
Yeah.
That's a really good paint job.
Yeah.
That's a really great paint job. That's weird, though, isn't it? How would you be scared of that? Wouldn't you laugh at that? You would,
I think
wouldn't
it's
you?
like a super intelligence.
I'm more concerned about the proximity of his genitalia to his chin and where his belly button and his pectorals are in all of that
I don't
equation.
really think about these things, do I?
So a faction, babe, is, you know, in Star Wars,
Yeah.
you've got rebels, you've got Imperial, you've got scum and villainy,
Yeah.
you've got Jedi, or you've got like the droids.
Okay.
Right, which one's your favourite?
The droids.
What, like Roger Roger?
Yeah.
Those ones. Separatists, CIS. Turns out she's no daughter of mine.
I just guess.
Mechanized organism designed only for killing. He's a psychic assassin. Oh, okay. Is that one of the miniatures that come with it?
No, I think he's a separate. I think you have to buy him separately.
Have they released a lot of separates for it?
I think there's a few.
He's
I
an
think
adult.
there's more to come, though.
So this is just Beastie Brown, everyone. It's just for a single strap on the commander.
So I've not really paid a massive amount of attention. Let me see.
You know Scarlett's going to learn what you're doing, John, and replace you, don't you? She's going to assimilate you. It's like the Body Snatchers. Do you remember that film, John?
Yeah.
It really scared me, you know, that film as a
it
kid.
did me as well.
Showing our age there, John.
I think that's pretty much. There, George. If you look up now, that's the crisis stuff that's out at the moment. I think.
So what, does all that
There's
set at the
core set and
bottom
then
come
two-
with those, and then
Yeah.
it's the Hulk and Big Head?
Yeah.
So who we got there? Is that Deadpool?
No, I think so. What?
So Captain Rex, I've just got a bit of foam board that I had at home. I didn't have time to grab like a proper paint palette.
Yeah, you gotta have my haircut. James is saying. Get the job.
She'll need to get John's haircut. And I'm laughing because Scarlett sent me a message. She sent me 2 messages. The first one was, "I don't believe it." Right? And then the next message was, "Not many people want to ask me questions, and I'm really interested in cool." Oh dear, this is what you get, you see? You see, this is what you get when I have to bring the kids to work with me.
I
Just
didn't
coming
have
off camera there,
choice.
George.
Sorry. I'm literally just going over this guy's strap with this brown. He's got his little binoculars. It does seem like an awfully big strap just for binoculars. But, you know, Star Wars binoculars clearly a bit more hefty than the average binocular.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo. Is that another Marvel character? I'm not up on all that, you know. I was never much for reading.
Apparently the game's really good, you know.
Right, let me get my pictures up so I can start to find some patterns. Where are my pictures on my
John,
phone?
are you getting God tiering?
Are you getting what?
God tiering.
What's God tiering?
I don't know. It's a game, I guess.
So,
Jen,
internet.
Troop up with us.
If I'm going to do some squad markings on these boys, blue or red? What am I doing? Blue squad, red squad. You pick, because you lot are going to end up winning it.
Red.
No. I have blue or red. Just because you've seen yellow.
Orange.
Yellow squad, orange.
Blue. One for blue.
Green. We should have done a poll, shouldn't we?
I should say red.
Blue, 2 for blue,
Orange.
2 for orange.
Do they mean red?
Red, 2 for red.
I'm only accepting red and blue as an answer.
Blue.
No
3
variance.
for blue. Light red.
How about compromise purple? Sky blue pink. Sky blue pink. What? What you got?
212.
All right. So what colours were the 212, Matt?
Must be blue for Captain Rex.
Yeah, but Captain Rex is not in this squad. Remember, because they do a model of Captain Rex.
Yeah.
Blue.
Although you could do him on a separate stream
I will do him on a separate
for
stream.
this squad.
Yeah, I will do him on. No, well, nah. Are we down the middle? We're like at 50-50, aren't we?
It's either red or blue.
You could just do half red and half blue, then everyone's happy. Right, yeah, okay, so I'm going to go with... I'm waiting for Matt. I thought Matt would answer with a sensible answer. And I literally have red and blue. I didn't bring oranges. Blue.
Captain Rex says 212 are orange. Just what says blue.
If you've only got red or blue, go blue. Thank you. There we go. Blue it is. We're doing blue, everyone. We're not. We're doing red because I forgot blue. We're doing red. This was stupid. How have I forgot blue? I had 3 colours to remember today. And you know what? I packed it and I went back and I added more stuff to the box and I did it and I walked out and I was proper, look how long it's taken me. It's taken me 48 minutes to realise I didn't actually... 25th episode and I still forgot something. Not a little thing on this show either. A whole paint spectrum. Right,
Don't
so
exist, George.
red then.
Let's just get rid of blue.
Yeah, who even likes blue? No one answered for blue. So we're going to start with red, a Coruscant Guard. Thank you, James. So I've got this Scarlet Red because it's got a really nice name. Someone I know that's quite cool, but not interested enough to ask questions about. And I'm not. That was me being a sarcastic. Wear red, palp slot. So, and then I've got some Bloody Red. And that's not me swearing. That's what it's called. So don't write in. And if you do, send it somewhere else. And what I'm going to do, I got this little thing on my phone. Look. I found this picture on the internet. And it's got... Let's zoom him in. It's got loads of... You can see. Just the way they've kind of marked them. This was really nice. I think that's like Captain Rex, definitely, because of his things on his helmet. And I ain't going to try and do him because he's got all his pauldrons and stuff. But it's kind of nice to see where they put markings, where you've got like the lines going across or what bits they've picked out, even parts of the visors. So I'm not particularly going to copy any specific one, but it's nice to have open and it gives me a bit of an idea. I'm going to try and make all 5 of them slightly different. And I'm just going to start picking out some areas. I'm going to do like a bit of a mix of the 2 colours, the dark red and the light red, and I'll end up highlighting it up to the light red, but I don't want to be pure dark. So let's start.
Right.
Let's move these back a bit.
Got it right.
Oh, Mr. Finlayson sent me a photo of Mr. Finlayson. Thank you, Mr. Finlayson. I'm looking, Mr. Finlayson. Thanks, Sir Miss Finison. Oh, but that's got another colour. What colour are they? They're not red. What colour's that, John?
That's right.
No, the main bit.
Oh, what? This sort of blacky colour?
Yeah, is it black? No.
Sort of like a
This
grey.
colour here.
Yeah, it's like
A grey.
yeah, it's like a really dark slate grey.
It's nice, James, but it's too hard. So, right, let's just get on with this, because otherwise nothing's going to happen. So let's just pick up a trooper, right? And I'm going to do something on his shoulder. So we're just going to paint like a triangle. We're going to leave a bit of white both sides. Try and find the centre point of that, which is like there.
Oh, Kit Kat peanut butter.
Oh, I'll have a bit of John's Kit Kat peanut butter.
Bring 2.
I won't have a bit of John's Kit Kat peanut butter. Do you know why I picked the Kit Kat peanut butter, John?
Why is that?
Because it's got protein in it, John. And I'm all about the protein at the moment,
Oh, yeah.
John.
Yeah.
I'm on one of those, John. Hold on, my darling. So I'll paint a little
I'll slip him that.
little red line down his arm. And let's go right the way down his actual
Matt Witham's with us.
forearm. Hello, Mr. Witham. Oh, is that you, Scarlett?
No,
It is, isn't it?
maybe.
So look at that, all of a sudden, right? You can just put a nice little bit of colour and it just looks wicked. Right, let's have a look. What sort of leg thing could I do? Could I do something leg? Yeah, I'm just going to pick out these 2 bits. So here is where, like, where we're painting now, we want to be nice and neat, right? We don't want to go all over the place. We don't want to try and go back and clean things up.
Give it a go, Charlton James.
Give what a go?
You'll see if they do it.
Ring him. No, who? What? I reckon if we all message Rasta at the same time, his phone will vibrate off the table. Look, right, this is what happened to my phone the last time. Look how smashed it is. It vibrated off the table. It was here as well, wasn't it? Do you remember when I broke it? Yeah.
You just threw it on the floor.
I threw it on the floor. Is that what you're saying, John?
Yeah. End of the string, smash.
I'm going to do his other shoulder as well. I might not do his arm, but I'm definitely doing his other shoulder. Who was that? Was that you again, Scarlett?
No.
We've got to work out a section for you in the show. We've got to have like an Ask Scarlett or...
Oh, that wasn't me.
That was...
Oh.
What one person asked you a question? Asked a question, I ignored it. I missed it. What did I miss? What other question got asked, Scarlett?
I don't know. So many questions.
Oh, thank you, Ulfric. It's £15 just tipped.
Oh, thank you. Every little help, guys. And if we don't hit stretch goal, it will carry over to the next stream. But be aware, everyone, I'm going to do some on his helmet, that this is the last stream of 2019. We will not be back next week because John's busy. And we won't be back the week in between Christmas and New Year because I'm at my mum's on the 30th.
No, it's true. It's not me.
Yeah, I know, Captain Rex. I'm really sorry, my friend, but you know, it is. It's that time where we need to like put our families and that first. And John works hard all day long, and then he comes and does the stream, and we just can't do it the next 2 weeks, I'm afraid, guys. So this is your last stream before Christmas. So if we don't hit stretch goal today, we will carry over into the first stream
Thank you, Mr.
of
Dalton,
January.
for £25.
Thank you, beautiful man. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, if you are interested in this, It's going to be 750 spondoolies a ticket. Unlimited, of course. So that'll do on him.
What is the red paint? I really like it.
So
it's a mix, isn't it?
The red paint is a mix of blood red, which is there, bloody red, and scarlet red, which is this colour, and they are both from Vallejo Air Range.
Game Air.
Where do people keep asking you questions, babe?
Someone asked
Well, read it out to me, darling. I'm looking at what I'm painting. I can't see it at the same time. Tell me.
favourite Powerpuff Girl.
Favourite what?
Powerpuff.
What is it, babe? What's your favourite Powerpuff Girl, Scarlett?
Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
You didn't pick a rubbish one, would you?
No, Bubbles.
Bubbles. Any other questions, Scarlett?
There was one all the way up, and it was Primark or Armani.
Primark or Armani, babe?
Primani.
Primani. Is that fake Armani by Primark?
Basically.
There's nothing.
Ooh, Rasta should teach Scarlett to paint as a series.
It's kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
We'd both get money, Dad.
Would we? Is that how that works, though, darling?
I'm helping.
Is that how that?
I'm one of the characters.
But you're learning for free. People
Yeah, but
normally
you're
have to
my
pay me,
father.
darling, when I teach them.
Alan Barlow just tipped £5. Thank you, Alan Barlow.
Thank you, beautiful Barlow. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just painting red in places now because they do have some like crazy little patterns. Let's get him redded up on this side. What'd you say, babe?
Someone said good choice, Scarlett.
Who's that someone?
Captain Rex.
Bubbles.
I think James was quite into the Powerpuff Girls.
I love Bubbles.
James Finlayson. I'm sure Alex said James was into the Powerpuff Girls. So let's try doing something on his leg here. Sorry, holding my breath, everyone.
Just
What?
teach Scarlett to play X-Wing and then sack Ash and replace with Scarlett and
Rasta and Scarlet.
Rasta and Scarlett.
That
Could
could
be,
work.
could be a thing.
I give painting tips. Scarlett gives like makeup and beauty advice. We could appeal to a different demographic, John.
It's so true.
Do any of them have the little helmet visor thing like Commander Cody has?
No.
If so you could do Commander Cody or Lieutenant Thea.
No, they don't. And do you know why they don't? Because they'll release
Yeah,
Commander
they'll be
Cody.
coming out, yeah. Didn't Echo have the handprint on his chest plate? That would be cool.
What are you laughing at now?
I put I'm not very good at X-Men, and James put neither is Ash.
That is true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Why are you being so mean to the postman, Pat?
He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always the best time to pick on anyone
Yeah.
is when they're not about to stop you doing it. I bet you he's watching though.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Oh, wibbly wobbly.
Another gifted sub by Elfric there. It's a lucky call sign.
Hi, Lucky.
Oh my god, somebody's dueling with me.
Who's dueling with you?
Lucky call sign.
Do you not know who Lucky call sign is? How old's Lucky? How old are you, Lucky?
Accept.
Oh, you lost.
No need to rub it in.
That's your job tonight. Is to duel everybody.
Okay, I don't know how to do it.
They'll duel you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Matty Skywalker Coles is dubbing them Rasta Battalion.
Well, we just go mad, innit? Why wouldn't they just have marked up their armour individually? I think they would have. Let's find something funky to do on his helmet.
Lucky call sign's 10.
Ah, well, Scarlett's 13, Lucky.
Yeah, and you just smashed
What?
her.
You just got beaten up by a 10-year-old,
Yeah, I
babe.
know.
Why don't you do that? I duel, so exclamation mark duel, and then lucky call sign, and then a number.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
Do 10 back.
Wait, I'm gonna.
Have you got 10?
I want to do James.
I don't know if you've got 10 though.
James, it needs to be Tartan James, aren't
Yeah, you can't just. Yeah, you have to put what their actual screen name is.
they? And then space, and then some money.
I'm giving them money.
Well,
I
Spondoolies.
don't have that many.
You got 10.
Did it work?
Yeah, he's got.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to accept it now. He got.
Oh,
to see
yeah,
whether he's
boy.
Man enough to fight you.
Let's see if you're tough enough, James.
I won.
So it's just not fair.
Oh, do you feel proud of yourself now, do you, James?
Yeah.
Beating up a little girl. Feel proud of yourself?
Very.
Oh, I have 20.
Yeah, kick his face in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insult him as well while you're doing it. You go, 2. Start bringing him to life a bit, this does. Let's get some more Scarlet Red out.
Someone should draw me. For
So,
1,000.
Lee Lee Dalton's just hit him for 666 points.
Hit who?
Mr.
Oh,
Standard's trying to duel you now.
He's going to have a red
What's the
centre.
point in even trying?
Well, what's happened?
I always lose.
Don't worry about it. I know the guy that owns the Spondooli machine. He'll sort you out. In fact, you can give her all of mine. I never use them,
Where's
do I?
Tartan James? He's being
No,
a bit
that's true.
rude.
Do you know who Tartan James is?
Yeah.
Who is it?
This is James.
Oh, it's James.
He's been to our house before.
It is James who's been to our house before.
Yeah, look. That's you, isn't it? No, it's that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go mad.
You already have a joiner, so please cancel it first using cancel. Okay. I'm so confused, it just told me to cancel it.
Yeah, because somebody else was trying to duel you.
Oh.
You put one up for James there.
I'm fine.
And you already had like a duel waiting.
You always try heisting.
Boom! Boom!
What happened?
I have 700 Spondoolies.
Did
Was
you
that
get,
how I got
I
that
gave
many?
you a Spondoolies.
have you stolen all my Spondoolies, Scarlett? That's nice of you, babe. That's really nice of you. Let's block that in.
Loser!
Who did you just beat? I'm going to block that whole shoulder pad. I don't like it.
Do that. Do exclamation mark heist and then a number. And
What does it mean?
then you'll be in the heist.
But I don't know what it
It
is.
means you're going to commit a bank robbery, babe.
How many numbers?
You're going to
do I
become a
put?
criminal and you're going to take after your
700.
father.
No, don't do
No,
that.
10. I don't want to lose all my precious Spondoolies. I'm in a mission.
You need a space in there, Captain Rex. Lee Dalton's in.
You leading a heist.
Captain Rex is in.
She's
They're all supporting you on this heist.
My house.
Yeah, because you're leading the rebels.
I'm leading it.
Yeah.
I think it was actually started by somebody else, but
Yeah, I didn't.
we're in on it. We're in on it. Tom James is in. Maybe add some tally marks to the armour for kills. Suggestion.
Who's that?
Matt Skywalker Coles.
Okay, next one will get tally marks just for you, Matt.
The mission is a success. Who
Whoa.
came back? Rattler, Lee Dalton, and Mr. Sander.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else died.
You died, babe.
Did
But
I
you-
lose 20 points?
Yeah.
Oh, no. How?
That's what happens, babe, when you go starting wars.
Now I don't have as many.
No, but you'll earn them back. You'll be all right.
Just keep watching and you get them.
Okay. Is it one every hour?
Something like that. I think it's a bit more than
What do you want to paint? Is that what you just said?
Oh, I would do one if you let me.
Well, I can't on this show,
What's
but
a
we will.
cooldown? Jeez.
that. Yeah, you gotta wait 256 seconds.
How did you know that number?
'Cause it comes up.
Dad,
Yes, babe.
do you think if I painted one, I'd do well?
I think the first one would be good, and then they'd get better and better and better. You'd have to listen, though.
But if you think you gave me one and I just freehand it,
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
better than what you could do.
It'd be better than what I could do. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think you might have set yourself a bit of a challenge there, my love.
Challenge that I can succeed.
Right, so I want to do something on his leg. Right, let's do this one whole line. Let's go right from the top. They all gone quiet on me, John.
They're all heisting and dueling at the moment.
What other things can you do? Is it just...
You can donate.
You can donate.
You can cheer.
Yeah.
You
I
can.
can't donate. I
No.
don't have any money.
Yeah, I know you don't, darling.
Well, not on the phone.
Any news on the Lear event? Well, you brought a ticket, haven't you, Mr. Stander? I thought you were in on the Lear event. It's on. It's up.
27th of
27th,
January
yeah,
of
I
December.
believe there are still tickets left.
If you haven't got a ticket and you can get that day off, you need to come to that event,
This-
people.
Let me
Crystal.
check that there are tickets left.
Dad, how do you cheer?
I don't know exactly.
Does it cost money?
It
Yeah,
does.
Oh. Okay.
Replay in the system open. Barlow. Will it be streamed? Other than extended format, any peculiarities this year? No, just be extended format. My humble opinion, which Star Wars movie has the best score? John, can you give Sky 1,000 of my Spondoolies? Ooh, I don't know about that. John, if you're short of tickets, I have 2 spares. And what?
Who's giving Scarlett 1,000
Wait,
Spondoolies?
what? Dad, look at the text on the screen. No,
You want a sausage? Babe.
not a sausage. There's a dog on my
Oh, a sausage dog. Sausage dog.
Yeah.
I thought you said sausage.
No, it's a dog. I'm not.
I thought you just had McDonald's. You need to have something healthy. You can't have a McDonald's and
I
a
literally
sausage.
ate 4 pickles, 2 small cucumbers, and pepperonis earlier. So.
You did. You did. You
I
did
did.
that.
And
You
I ate
did
it-
do
I ate it
that.
with pride and
Yeah,
joy.
there are a few tickets left.
Have you just checked that, John.
I've just said it took me all that time to check that.
No, no. That lady's scary.
If they've got anything on there. Just...
You can play slots as well.
What's that?
You get 3 the same, 3 pictures the same, you win.
How do you do it?
Exclamation mark, slots, and then amount of money.
So amount of spondoolies?
Yeah.
So if I put like 60.
So let's pick
Yeah.
out a different bit on this guy's face.
Yeah. It's quite hard to win that. But if you do win, you win
What?
big.
Wait. What's...
What time are we on, John?
We've done an hour and 25.
Right. Okay.
Let me try again. That's 5.
So you can see, right? I'm not going to do any more red because I want to get on to do some other stuff. I want to show you a few other bits. But you can see, once we start putting a bit of a spot colour on, they start to come alive a little bit, right? They're all a little bit different, right? And there's no hard and fast rules. You guys can put the markings where you want it, nice and confident. Just get that. It's like that big spot colour. It really, really works against it. Right, so while that's drying, I am going to mix up a little bit of my wash, and I'm going to show you some stuff.
Boom in the mission.
So this is just black Vallejo model wash, a little bit of somber grey, which is the colour I did on the hands. You can see it's pretty black, but there's a little bit of that blue in there hiding. And then I'm going to get some water because it's really, really thick, or water, whichever one you happen to have on hand. I prefer using water, though. It's a little bit thinner than water. Don't you agree, John?
Right, so Matt Witham has sent us a picture of a template tray that he's sending down for the layer raffle. So I'll get that up on the screen as quickly.
We all know now, Mr. Standard, it doesn't take you 4 hours after the last time you were here, and you messaged like 2.5 hours after leaving.
Is it a 4-hour round trip, possibly? There are many places that's more than 2 hours in the UK.
Right, so let's start playing. Let's grab one of these boys. So we've got like all the base colours. I've got a little bit of black to put in that visor, but let's just use this guy as an example. So now what we're going to do with this wash is we're going to start to weather a little bit. Whereas before we were just trying to pull out some of the darkness. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this almost like like a dirtying. Instead of, I'm never taking this off, right? I'm not going to do what I do normally with it. So, and as I'm like going up the leg here, I'm softening it out. I'm taking a little bit of the paint out, and you can start to see we're starting to get like dirt up that leg, right?
Just excuse me for this. This is a template tray that I think
Oh, how beautiful is that?
we're going to have on the auction for the layer. So if you're down with us on the 27th of December for the layer tournament, that will be being auctioned towards charity. And tickets up for sale now.
You might be able to see a bit better on this side.
Oh, wait, what? People are asking me questions.
What are they asking you?
Have any of your Dad's TVs play films from USB stick?
They can, Tartan James. He has an Xbox attached to his TV, so you can do it that way.
But that last USB you gave me, James, was a bit of a pain in the bum when we tried playing it through the Xbox. John was saying something about it has to be formatted a certain way because my telly doesn't take it straight. Right, and you start to see, so I can put the odd speckle. I'm using this now as almost like little bits of battle damage. And you start to see. I know it's hard for you guys to pick up some of this little stuff. But this is where we can start to lift this model really easily. What are you laughing at, John?
James says, John, what way does his bent TV take it?
I need to stand up. This chair's, it's more comfy to stand up than sit on this chair. I think I'm going to get...
Dolly Gaming says, Rasta, install Plex on your Xbox and send me your email address.
Install what?
Yeah, that's what I thought when he said it. I know what Plex is. I use it at home, but...
You won't, you thicko. It's alright, John, I was thinking
I
it.
wasn't going there, George.
No, you were letting me do it for you. All I'll do is I'll let George say it.
Get John to set up that laptop to stream to the TV. It's alright, I've already re-encoded the film so he can just stick them in his Xbox and play them.
Dad,
Princess,
we should raise money to get a new chair.
we should raise chair money.
Yeah.
That is such a bad chair.
I know, my bum hurts so much, I'd rather stand.
What's Thrawn? What's Thingy Bob freaking out about Grand
Thrawn.
Admiral Thrawn?
What?
It's a streaming app. Oh. I need to see. Do I hear rumours of Matt doing a Thrawn tray? Lee Dalton saying he wants Matt to do a Thrawn tray. He just said he's doing one. Oh, I must have missed that.
So now can you start to see like this subtle layer of dirt and grime? Yeah, of course you can.
Yay.
Of course you can. Scarlett wants to be on camera, everyone. So Scarlett's going to come join us in a minute.
Hey.
Take that chair back out there.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So you see how I'm using it like as this very thin paint.
Hey, thank you, John.
You should be on camera for
Hello.
Hello everyone. Right, this is my little angel.
I can't stop smiling.
Just hide behind me.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Just all see my face.
Yeah, this is my beautiful Scarlett, everyone.
So much more comfortable.
that chair? Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one's terrible. And by the way, with the price hike that Jedi's bound to get, what do you think will be playable for the Republic?
Like, but the other ships are great in the Republic. Like the Arcs and the Y-wings and all of that are really great ships. So I don't think there's going to be a huge problem there. They're clearly a bit too strong at the moment. So now adding this kind of dirt and damage and that is really up to you guys how badly you want them chipped up.
My braces are okay.
Who's that asking, Clive?
Marty.
Marty. Oh, thank you, Captain Rex, for remembering.
You told them?
Yeah, of course I told them. That was that, because remember we had to miss a week because
Yes.
you had your braces done on that Monday. If you have Euros and Sim has a Worlds, Scarlet for System Open. Yeah, that would be amazing. Do you know that? How good's that? I must have the only house in the world, right, with the European champion and the World Championship trophy on the mantelpiece. Huh? What was on that? I once used it to brush a fairy's arms. My glasses are steaming up, babe. I can't see.
Should I?
No, don't brush my face. Right, so what I'm going to do as well with this black is just straight over this gun and onto. Do you remember the hands that we painted earlier? And the reason why I did them grey was I wanted the black wash to run into them and give us that little bit of detail on the fingers, you can see, right? Instead of doing them black and then highlighting them back up. And if you'd like a little bit of a Rasta recommendation, Kit Kat with peanut butter is really good. Like, really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in my mouth right now. I'm still tasting it, and I want more. That's all I'm saying. You like peanut butter, don't you, babe?
Of course, I love
Well,
Reese's.
try it then.
I don't have to buy it.
We'll break a bit.
Okay, good idea. Oh, break a bit.
That went well.
Yeah.
It just shattered into a million pieces. That bit's on the floor, you want that?
No. Who do you think I am, John?
Yeah, John.
No, there's no peanut butter.
Floor's really clean, what are you on about?
Oh, yeah, sure. Wow, it's all over my leggings, all over my phone.
What are you going to do now, babe?
Lick it off.
It's live to the world, you know.
I know. Not the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
babe, the world.
Even Japan.
Yeah.
Guys, shout where you're watching, please. Prove to Scarlett you're all not just watching
I
in
believe
Willington.
You. I believe you, okay?
Yeah, if you've got an internet connection, you can view you right now.
Yeah, right now.
Licking peanut butter off my fingers. Mozambique?
That lad.
James, stop it.
James is in Mozambique.
No one believes you.
No, but he travels a lot, James. You must remember that.
Mozambique's in like
Azerbaijan,
Africa. Dad.
Mexico City, Chicago, Australia.
Who are all these people?
Australia. Kangaroo.
Massive
Shazbot,
lions.
though, is in Chicago, Scarlett. I swear to God.
I believe you.
He is. And Josh Holt's watching. He's in
Who's
America.
that?
Yeah, it's not very fun.
Nicolani.
Northern
That's a new
Ireland.
name. Not seen that person before.
Who's that one? Northern Ireland. Pork Chop Express. Where was that? Washington, D.C. Nakoalani. Welcome, welcome. So we got some new names on. Those of you that don't know, see that beautiful YT2400 converted outrider? We are going to give that away if we hit our £140 stretch goal. John's going to chuck a link up and show you how to do that. You can donate and you get spondoolies. For every penny you donate, you get a spondoolie. And to enter the giveaway, you need 750 spondoolies for a ticket. If you are a sub, you get an extra ticket.
I can't even get a ticket.
You can, you've got enough.
I
I'll
ain't,
just sub somebody.
I ain't got none.
Right, so we're going to go back to that blood red. Now that it's had a bit of a chance, we'll get a bit of blood red. Pure blood red
Oh,
now.
okay, great, fab.
And we'll put on a couple of little highlights. Just...
I have no. Oh, I do now.
Or did you have no signal?
I have no service, but it's fine. I don't need to call anybody.
Yeah, you should be alright.
Yeah. I want to see how many spondoolies I have.
And we're just picking out a few bits
Not
with a
enough.
lighter red, just for a bit of a highlight. We'll get some yellow
It's all
in
the
there
times
as well.
people beated me.
I'm sure we can sort that out. You're not allowed to win it.
Pardon?
No, it's family.
It says who?
Yeah, where's the T's and
Where's that in
C's,
the
John?
rules?
Yeah, where's that in the rules? No,
If I
don't
win-
worry, Scarlett won't enter.
Oh my god, why?
Oh, do you
If
know
I win
what?
it,
I'll
just
tell you
give it
what.
to somebody.
No, I'll tell you what. Scarlett's going to enter, and
Okay.
if Scarlett wins it, it will get donated
Thank you.
to
all.
Leia for a raffle, and whatever money it makes then will go to Make-A-Wish. If Scarlett wins it, which is like not going to happen.
Oh,
Well,
how do you know?
because
Why did you jinx it?
it's long shot, babe, long shot.
Yeah, what if I get 50 tickets?
But you ain't got enough
You don't
spondoolies.
know that. I know some people.
You know someone, do you?
Yeah, he's sitting right next to me. What was that?
So we just picked out a bit of the red, and now we're going to do a little trick. I want to show you a little. Do you know what? I've got to do this. I was hoping I could get away with just using the ink to get that visor, but I can't. So I just got to put a bit of black in this visor. That's going to help.
They can still see me, even with your head in the way.
And I have got a big head.
Looks like an egg.
That's better. Nice black visor. Got that depth in there that we wanted. And careful, you are sat a little bit close, my love.
I know, but
Ash never gets quite this close.
but
Right,
I'm not Ash.
sponge. Rip a bit of sponge, right? Let's do a bit more ripping. Let's get this sponge right down to a little couple of
granular.
little bits of sponge. Look, see? I keep saying sponge
Why being Mr. Maker all of a sudden?
because that's what I do, babe. That's what people
Can't get
tune
off
in
your
for.
finger.
It's stuck to me. It's alive.
It's like peanut butter, George.
Tweezers. Right, now let's get a little piece of this sponge in between my tweezers. Hold on a second, I've got a bit of fluff. Like this, you see? Right, now, that's black paint there. A little bit of black.
Shazbot has donated £10. We're on
Oh.
£90 towards our stretch goal.
Shazbot, thank you so much. Right, so what you want to do, can you see how it's giving, I know that's slightly out of focus, but we're going to use this now to just, and because you've got this little pair of tweezers, you can keep this really just to where you want it. It doesn't have to spoil it. You're just trying to catch edges. Because where it's kind of white armour, the black chipping is going to look really good. And because you're doing it with a bit of sponge, it does leave a random quality, but because you're being quite precise, you do have control. But because it's sponge, you get a quality that you can't really achieve with a brush. So think about areas that wear and tear. So the bottom of the pauldrons, the actual boots themselves, whether it's chipping or whether it's just like, I don't know, splatters of soil or whatever that's hit their armour. I do like to think of these things actually having had a bit of a life. They're not just straight out of the dry cleaners into battle. But trick with this as well is not to overdo it, and that stuff like that comes with experience more than anything. You will get to that point. Let's get a little bit on the crotch. That's right, I said crotch, everyone.
Just say gooseberry. That's what we say.
Can you start to see? Look at, like, it's starting to have loads of lovely character, and he just looks like a proper battered up vet. And if you want to, at that point, you want to put in some bigger, with the same black again, you want to put in some bigger chips, you can go and add that as well, where you wanted a little bit more, you wanted something to be really damaged or whatever, or you want to get something on his face so he looks like he's had a bit of a laser blast across his grill. You know, I kind of like when you're at this point with painting, this is when you should be having loads of fun. This is when you should be in your head. There's like a little story going on. We're a super noob question. Painting acrylic templates versus mini. Is there a paint type that I need? It seems super smooth. So I've never painted... Like, when you say acrylic templates... How did the recent snow affect you? When you say acrylic templates, do you mean templates like Cog or 2 templates, like third-party templates? Or do you mean the FFG, the ones they produced to sell? As like the little sets. He's about done, you know.
We
I
don't
don't
have
think
any
he
snow.
needs any more. No, I think they're talking about. I think Clive was talking about people in America, darling. They've had some snow over there
Have
already.
they?
Yeah,
That's not fair.
it's not, is it?
I want snow. It's nearly Christmas.
X-Wing manoeuvre templates from Cold Paw. So most of the time with acrylic. So let's just leave him there. You can kind of get a bit of a look at him while we're talking. Most of the time with acrylic templates, the parts of the templates that you're going to paint have been laser cut. So it will be rough. And most of them come, you should, certainly the template trays I've ever brought, you should receive them with like a backing cover. So you can paint all of the recessed parts, peel that off, and it will protect the smooth acrylic. You cannot paint smooth acrylic, period. If you want that acrylic to hold paint, you've got to sand it down and ruin it. So it'll only take to where it has been laser cut out. The actual smooth, shiny acrylic parts can't be painted, I'm afraid.
Yeah, the parts that you're really supposed to paint are usually lasered, aren't they?
Yeah, they're usually lasered. So what you can also do on the other extreme, right? So we can take some white. Where are we at, John? Let's have a look. I can see where.
902.
Oh, cool. Oh.
Well, I'll swap seats for you.
Oh.
You alright? You having a moment?
Oh. Oh, gentlemen.
You're not.
What's that?
How did that happen sitting down? I just need a moment, everyone.
Did you pull the muscle?
No, something got trapped then, John, in some elastic.
What?
Oh, God, all funny.
What got trapped?
What got trapped?
Your gooseberry. Your gooseberry.
Oh, one of them, yes.
There's
Oh,
more
okay,
than
the
one.
breath's coming back now. So's the colour.
I wasn't coming to rescue you, George. Sorry.
You can rub wax into the recessed areas. Oh, right, you mean like a...
Gooseberry full.
Oh, yes, Captain Rex.
Gooseberry. It's called a gooseberry.
Yeah, I've never heard about the wax thing. I tend to use just acrylic paint. It sticks fine, and when it's in the recesses, you can't see it anyway. So, as I was saying with the white,
Crayon.
we should get a VAR replay. We could see the colour leave his face. A VAR replay. What's a VAR replay?
I don't know.
You don't know either, then.
I
nor
just
do
thought it was
So,
like that.
You can as well. I've got to be careful now that I don't go mad. You can go in and pick out a few bits with like a white edge if you wanted to. Where you're just tightening up a few of those high points that you're like, I want it a little bit stronger there. Hold on, darling. Generally, also another good bit of advice, Scarlett, is while I'm painting, never just bang my arm.
Sorry, it's just so it's funny.
What's funny?
Just what people say.
What are they saying? I think George has his own recessed area now with that elastic mouth. I have got another, and honestly, Matt, I ain't going to be using them again, so it's fine. Whatever condition.
Why you gotta make it dark?
I didn't make it dark. It's the truth. I don't want no more children.
There's a prototype of the Thrawn tray by Matt Witham. There. That one? Prototype, I think.
Oh, I like it because he's got his lapel thing. You know the thing he has on his what do you call it?
Just use them as markers of some sort.
What?
No.
Those. Oh, I see what you mean. No, I think that's just on the outside of the template tray.
Dad.
Yes.
Emma's coming around to give me a present tomorrow.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Right.
A Christmas present. At
Nice.
like 6.
Oh, okay, nice.
I don't know why.
Because she likes you, babe.
Oh no. She wrote me today and she goes, "Do you like Oreos?" And I said, "Yeah." And then she just ended the call. And I was so confused.
Oh, I wouldn't be that confused.
I like Oreos.
You know what you're getting.
So this year, John,
Yeah.
I've put all the presents, well, most of the presents, the ones I've wrapped, under my tree straight away. And Scarlett's not been allowed to touch them. That's never happened before for Scarlett.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Not
been
very
hard.
happy.
It's been hard for you, isn't it, babe?
Yeah.
It's been a test of
They're
your...
such weird shapes.
They are. That's
It's
why
like
I wrap
you
them
wrapped
like that.
a mummy
I know. I might have wrapped a mummy.
or a sausage dog.
No. I told you,
It would
wrapping an animal would be bad. So, did you see I just picked out a couple of little bits? I haven't like gone super hard. I wasn't trying to go super hard on that.
Ow.
And then I personally, do you know what? I'll try it. I wouldn't really have done anything to the silver. I quite like the really dark silver, but let's just see what happens if I put a very light dry brush on it. So I've got some lighter silver somewhere there. You can see it on a brush. This is a flat brush. This is a dry brush. Then I'm taking off the excess on my brush. And then I'm just going to just gently go over the metal, and that should just catch on a few of the high areas very gently on this. I don't want super silver at all, because that's not going to look nice. It's nice and black, so that high silver, that'll catch straight away. That'll do. And then if I wanted to be really fancy on this guy, we get a little bit of this grey just on his fingers, just to retouch those tops of that finger. What are you laughing at?
Mr. Stander.
What's he said?
He's having a little joke.
The goldfish was sorry. Didn't like the sticky tape.
Is he telling one of his
Lee
dad
Dalton
jokes?
says, yeah, the goldfish for Zoe last year didn't like the sticky tape. And Mr. Stander says, having a nightmare trying to hide the presents from the kids. A friend suggested I keep them in the loft. Did that, and all I could hear all night was whining, and we're afraid of the dark, and it's cold up here.
They're all big spiders.
No, I like it. I would have done the same to them.
You hid them in the boot.
I did.
And then when we went food shopping, you had to make me close my eyes while you took every single individual one out without me seeing.
Got a good memory, ain't you?
Yeah, I remember everything.
That's looking pretty swish. Do you guys not think that looks? What do you think?
It looks swish. But you know what would look better? If I painted it.
Tell me what you think. Is this the sort of thing you guys would be happy with putting on a table? Having a nightmare. Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
It's still him. It's him and his ridiculous. You like it? Who thinks I should be one? It's you. I was expecting one of them. Oh yes, million times better than mine. But, sorry, just put chocolate in my mouth and then start speaking. Kai, you could totally do this. Look, all I'm trying to show you guys is this is really base. And if you follow my guidelines and you follow the way I do it, this is what you can end up with in a relatively short period of time.
Can you chat quick about the blue base showing through? That's from somebody new.
Rhinus. No, we've seen him.
I like it. I miss the episodes.
Oh, right. So the blue base, it starts off with, what's that mid blue in the You just check on the rack for me.
Do you like my squid?
Do I like your what?
My squid.
How do you do that?
Because I'm smart and it's a squid. It's a squiddle.
That's it.
The gay?
So, it's always Vallejo Gay Mare.
Scarlett should name him. Name who?
This little guy.
The trooper.
So, it's electric blue. So, I airbrushed the whole model electric blue, which is kind of this colour on the base, you can see. And then I do an airbrush stage of wolf grey, which is also Vallejo Gay Mare. And then an airbrush stage of white. And then I go in and I wash them back with this Gay Mare, with this model wash. This is Vallejo model wash, which can be removed. Not going over everything, going in all the recesses. And in this episode, we've covered just going over the guns, putting some detail in, starting to add some of the weathering and the dirt and so on and so forth. That's on it. Have you seen? It's a squiddles. That's no squid. That's a kraken. It is. Have you seen that FFG have brought out Clone Wars era as paint to go with the clones and droids? Do you think they'll be any good? No, I haven't. Tell me more, Matt. What exactly do you mean by Clone Wars era? What do you mean? Yeah, explain a little bit more about what exactly that means, and I shall give you my feedback.
I mean, if someone wants to know why blue. Well, why not grey instead of blue?
Who was that?
Venus.
Grey's really cold, and I don't know. I think it's just my personal preference that there's something about having like these slight blues in the white that just warm it up a little bit. Kind of, I think when you're painting white from kind of that black grey, it just becomes very, very like monochrome, as opposed to this is white in a coloured world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
it's
think
like
so.
Battleship. It almost becomes like a neutral.
For me, I think if you painted them grey and white, they'd be too stormtroopy.
Yeah,
like that sets them apart as clone troopers. I think. A little bit more.
It might just be me though. To be completely honest with you, I really like this blue white thing. And then, do you know what? Right, this also changes another way. So you see how I've washed it all with this black and this blue. If you were to wash it with brown, it'd change completely. If you look on my painting page, there's a Millennium Falcon I did with a great big like Rebel logo on top, a white one, long time ago, and that was weathered with brown. And if you look at the difference, it's still got this blue white, but it's brown. The actual shadow details all put in with earth tones, and you'll see how it then changes this colour to a different colour. So, what's sad?
That's Dad.
That's
an ogre with wings.
That's not an ogre.
No, it is.
You're no child of mine. That's an orc.
I don't know.
Oh, babe.
You're in a book.
Here, there's a paintings that they're talking about.
Oh, have you found something interesting, John?
Maybe.
Spaghetti.
So this is from Fancy Flight.
Spaghetti.
There you go, George.
All the basic colours needed to paint your Republic troops. Do you know what? Why shouldn't they bring out a set of paints? We'll give them a go, won't we, John?
Yeah.
Give them a little tester.
Definitely.
And see if they're any good. I bet you...
I think I did have them on order somewhere. I'm sure they turned up.
I bet you any money that they won't be bad paint. Because they're all going to...
in there.
They're all going to have been from the similar sort of manufacturer, just given a different label, for God's sake.
I would say they are probably army painter paints. They are by looking at them.
So I'm just doing another one.
They're just army painter, yeah.
So John, chuck that donation link up. and let's let them have a look at that. For those of you watching in the States and all over the place, if you'd like to enter the giveaway for that beautiful Outrider, please chuck us some money. Everything is appreciated, and when we hit 140 we'll unlock the giveaway. And if we don't, come back at the first episode of 2020, John.
Oh
What
no,
the hell?
2020.
The end of my decade.
What a 20 years it's been in my life, I'll tell you.
It's been.
Time to move on to a new decade.
I remember being at school and everybody talking about the year 2000
I remember.
and saying, what will you be doing in the year 2000? Now it's 2020. It's 20 years after that. It's just crazy.
It's proper
I've
crazy.
been-
The world should have ended at least 3 times.
It's been
Right.
14 years.
What?
Like I've had 14 years.
You've only had 14 years on Earth, that's right.
Well, not 13 basically.
Are we getting Patreon spondoolies?
Ooh, who's that?
Dolly's Gaming.
We can, if there's anyone in the chat that is a Patreon, shout Patreon.
Also, yeah.
No, come on, and I will check, yeah? If there's anyone that's in the chat that is a patron, if you shout Patreon, we'll sort you out some spondoolies.
How many do we normally give them?
500.
5. Y2K bug. No, you've just said Patreon, and you're not a patron.
Yeah, I am.
Don't be a pain in the bum, Scarlett. Otherwise, John will kill you.
Why would you say
He
that?
killed 3 children once.
What, Rasta has a Patreon?
But, huh? Who's that, Lee Dalton? Yeah, guys, honestly, if you guys can support the Patreon, or you can support us here by pressing that sub button, it's what we most need. So yeah, just adding some orange to that red, just on this guy, because he's already had quite a bit of his weathering work done.
Sorry.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying.
It's not right. Somebody put money.
Who
It's
did
at
that?
100 now.
Oh, thank you, whoever that was.
Who was it? I think it was too quick. Let me go look.
Who's writing Patreon?
It was all for put another tenner in there.
Boom.
Oh, thank you, Ulfric.
We only need £40 now.
I think we're probably going to get that after Christmas.
Yeah. Not now. We only got.
Right, I'm doing the patrons now.
Oh, Tavern Wars.
110.
Sorry, I'm off screen, guys. So yeah, if you're Patreon, you should be getting some spondoolies now, guys.
Oh, that hurts.
What did you do, darling?
I just my jaw hurts.
Is it your braces?
No, I just moved my jaw and it started to hurt. You know, I haven't got enough spondoolies to do this thing, so it's not going to go to Wish.
It's alright, baby.
We'll sort you. Somebody's
it's-
already said donate you some money.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
It doesn't matter. It's not. let them bid on it.
I wish it was
They want
real
to bid
money.
on it.
It'd be cool if it was real money.
Well, if it was, I could just print how much everyone wanted.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we'd be rich.
Yeah, John. Why don't you just do that?
Yeah. Oh, Tartan James tipped 20.
Oh, thank you, beautiful James.
So now I have £10 left. Richie tipped £5.
Lee Dalton, didn't you already say that you were a patron? And didn't I already give you some?
Someone put
I'm sure.
pattern.
I'm sure you've already written patron further up the screen.
We're at 145. We did it.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. We will go live in a few moments, and we will explain how you do that.
We got more than we needed.
Well, that's all right. You can never have more than you need, Scarlett.
What do we do with the other 5?
We give
Give
it
it to
to
me.
John.
That's my hourly rate, £2.50.
Ow.
Right, let me set up the giveaway then.
haven't you got to press a button and then it tells you who won?
No, not yet. They got to
You
enter
could do the button.
first.
Okay, because I did the button at one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you make it work?
What do you mean? I've just got like, I think Lee won, maybe.
What's it for, Rasta?
It is for a outrider.
Oh, somebody just took £10.
Who's that? Hawkshead. Oh, thank you so much.
I have 155. This is so much money. Don't give it to John. He'll waste it all on hamsters and other unhealthy snacks.
Hamsters?
Who said that?
Kefitan.
K. His name's K.
I don't know how
He's
to
going to
say-
come and stay with us one day and teach us how to cook Japanese food.
Don't be racist.
I'm not. It's all-inclusive racism, isn't it, K? K will say it's fine.
But don't be racist. Don't pull a nonno.
Don't pull a non-no.
Don't tell the story.
I won't tell the story, the non-no racism
Please
story.
don't tell the story.
Unless you all want to hear the non-no racism story, but it's not good because it is
It's
racist.
a really bad story.
But it was an old man that didn't know any better.
It's very funny.
And spent a lot of the 80s watching Russ Abbott. So thought it was...
Racism story. It's really funny.
It's not.
It
It's
is.
really embarrassing for my dad.
But he's not here.
And no, he's not, but someone might tell him.
He can't read.
This is true.
All right.
So the raffle's on the way in case nobody's spotted it.
Right, so the raffle is open. If you would like to enter, you type
Go on, Scarlett.
exclamation mark raffle,
No.
and then however many
You big
tickets
two.
you want, you get an extra ticket if you are a
Exclamation raffle.
subscriber.
Yeah, 1 sec. We need more people who wants the racism story, not just James.
Yeah, we got to have at least 5 votes
Yeah,
for the racism
you know,
story.
It's not just James.
Yeah, it's not just James's show. And they're all on the raffle now, so we've got away with the racism story. John's like, what are you going to tell them about? I don't know this story.
How do I enter?
I haven't vetted this story. How do you enter? John will show you.
1 sec. I want to see how many points.
So again with the white,
Come on.
just picking out a few bits that might have got lost or that I want to lift out.
It's people doing exclamation mark racism now.
Are they? How many have we got of those?
Just one from
Just one.
Jazzbot at the moment.
Come on. It's a good story. 2. 1 from James. 3.
No, we're not doing it.
John's like, no.
No.
Why?
Because he's scared of what I might say.
It's not bad.
He knows I have a
What?
reputation.
How did I get that many?
How many have
I
you
have
got?
more than James. Come hit you in the face when you were beating me in that battle. How do I enter?
Exclamation,
Yeah,
raffle,
yeah.
and then how many you can afford, which is 2 at the moment.
I only won one.
Go on then, just one then.
One. Why did I?
It's because you're
I'm subscribed.
Alfred set you up as a subscriber, and you get 1 free for being a subscriber.
That's so nice. So I could do a raffle even if I didn't have enough spondylitis.
No,
No.
you have to be able to do 1.
Oh,
You do 1 and get 1
it's
free.
not very nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Nothing like the babes, the mouth of babes, eh? It's not nice.
Whole stream wants story time with past the watershed.
Who's this?
That's Tartan James.
I'm going to do it, you know, John. It is
Just do
Christmas.
it. It's so funny.
They deserve, because they've hit that stretch goal. It's not the... All right, okay.
Do we need to go full screen for this?
Nobody
No, we
attack
don't,
Nonna,
we don't.
please.
We'll be fine. Right, so if any of you like, I'm sure a lot of you watching this stream are my like personal friends on Facebook, right? And you will have seen this weekend my mum and dad come up, right? My dad is a little Italian man, and he looks like Super Mario, and I'm gonna look like that, unfortunately. But anyway, listen, you need to understand that this is a man that was born in 1940, and he doesn't have the same sensibilities as the rest of us, and he's harmless. Before I tell you this story, right? And I want you to understand that this is like a 76-year-old man now that has had the rigours of life. Yeah, a little bit, right. So, my sister's daughter, my niece, right, is getting married to this young man. What's his name? Chai. That's it, Chai. And now, as you, I'm sure, the intelligent ones amongst you have assumed, a bit like Kai, this young man's name implies that he is of a more interesting ethnic origin than us whiteys, right? Right? Because I can be racist to myself, right? Right, and this young man, he's from China or Japan. I haven't actually met Kai myself yet. I'm going to meet him soon. But he was invited round to my mother and father's house in London to meet them, because they're my niece's grandparents, right? And this is no lie. And when my mum told me this, a little bit of wee come out. And I made a bit of a mess, because it was like, this can't really be happening. Bearing in mind, he spent a lot of time in the 80s watching Rasta for what's about to happen next. So this is the first time this young man has been introduced to Family Della Pina. He is greeted at the door by a nonna covered in pasta sauce and a tiny little Super Mario brother. And the Super Mario brother does this. That's all. That's on my life. That was how he greeted. And this poor kid, my mum said, this kid went every colour imaginable. And you could see how he was looking for a hole to crawl into. And my dad was like, over his head, thought it was the like that's how you greet all Chinese or Asian people, is with a bow and a rasaba asop. Right? There you go. That's I just weed. It's the absolute, like, you can't make that up. The next time I have Alex on show, I'll get Alex to tell you the story about Nonna in the garden with the biscuits and the cry of "Oh, Mamma Mia!" Right? My father is a special human.
He started talking to the tree.
I swear.
He talked
he
to
did.
a tree.
He was.
Outside Alex.
He's an actual stereotype.
Oh, it's proper.
Is it really?
And if you take a stereotype like that and you add a sprinkling of dementia and a sprinkling of Alzheimer's, woo, you get some proper funny stuff happens, right? Arigato, absolutely, basically. So that's my little racist story. It wasn't that racist, but thank you so much for following. Brilliant, thank you so much. But yeah, my silly little Italian family. So look, I'll show you where we're at. I haven't had a time to do the little bit of chipping. I'm sure we've still got a little bit of silver. This would be the one. I haven't put the black on this. But look, here's two. They're pretty close to finish, both of these. This guy's finished, definitely. He doesn't need any more. And this guy just needs a tiny bit done on his gun and a little bit of black on his visors. So you can see this is really everything you've needed to see to paint this squad has been done in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah.
Apart from the base, and the base, like I said, is just sand, ink, and the technique that I did where I was dry brushing. So you're going to be catching the raised areas, lift it out, and you are done. Even though he's just married, trying to live his life, he is. Right, so look, what I will do is I will be posting pictures on my Patreon of these over the next couple of weeks as I finish them off. I'm saying he's okay, he's trying to be nice. He was, just the mushroom for an extra life. He was a totally harmless little old man, he is. He means no harm at all. And he's an immigrant himself, so it'd be quite fun. Cool, he's Italian, babe. You don't think he was born here, do you?
Yeah, but doesn't know he immigrated.
Immigrated?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm an immigrant.
No, you're not. You were born in London.
But I was brought by immigrants. It's the only reason I'm here. I'm not English by blood. I'm English just because I was born here.
It's not a bad thing, Scarlett.
It's not bad. It's good. That's what makes the world beautiful.
Immigrant.
You're an immigrant.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're the daughter of the son of an immigrant.
Doesn't mean that I'm an immigrant.
You're a little bit of an immigrant.
Doesn't mean
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, there is, because you just did something illegal.
It's not
What?
illegal.
To immigrant, it's illegal.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Come on,
it's
let's.
not.
I'd like to know how you see the world of immigration. What does it mean to you?
It's like when you go to different countries without permission.
No, but
No,
you can
no.
go to countries with permission and live there.
Yeah, but without, that's
No, but
immigrant.
you immigrate. It's not illegal. You have to be an illegal immigrant.
Well, was not an illegal immigrant?
Clearly not, because he's still here.
Well, how would you know?
Because he told me.
Okay.
All right. Right, that's cleared up. And that's parenting, people. So don't just teach people painting. I also teach parenting, life coaching.
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
coaching. Life coaching.
Talking
don't,
to a
don't
tree.
believe everything off Twitter.
Right, listen. Listen, I'm going to close this raffle. So if you want a raffle, enter the raffle, because there was someone who missed out last time we did a show.
Oh, there's always some clever
Do you remember?
person. We count down, then they try to do it directly afterwards.
It is getting a bit heavy, isn't it? Right, listen. If you haven't subbed. If you can follow us and sponsor us on Patreon, please do that. There's great rewards. And donation link, please, John, for Mr. Ander. But what I would like to say to you is that we have done... It's close to a year of this now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is our 25th episode. And we ain't going to see you guys until 2020. Such a highbrow stream. Thank you, Pork Chop. Thank you.
It so isn't.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't. It's never ever going to be either. And that's why you join in, I hope. I'd like to thank you this year for all your support that you've given to me and you've given to John and the Weekend Warlords period.
Thank you.
Look! Ugly hand! Get off screen! Cracking screens everywhere. And forget about your support. Thank you for the support of tuning in, regardless of whether you've ever been able to donate or you've ever been able to sub or any of that. This is a social gathering for everyone involved in it too, especially me. So it means a lot to me that you guys tune in, and you've done that for me for so long, and you find anything I have to say. And there are episodes where I run out of stuff to say and I'm maybe not as chatty or as entertaining as I can be. But so thank you for sticking with me through those and for putting up with when we've been busy or something's come up and we haven't been able to do it. Me and John have been talking before the show about stuff that we'd like to try and get to and change things up next year a little bit. So bear with us. We're always looking at trying to improve. We may be changing day next year as well. It all depends, right? Because Monday can be proving a little bit of a pain for me. And you know what we'll do? If we get to a point where we are going to switch a day, we'll do something like we'll put a poll on the Weekend Warlords page and we'll give you guys a couple of weeks to vote. Would you like a weekend? Would you like it stay Monday? Blah, blah, blah. Whenever we're going to go and change something like that, we'll try and involve you guys into the process so we can find the best window to do these shows, and then potentially kind of a spin-off of the show where we maybe look at some games in different episodes, so where we play a game or we review new games coming as a separate thing. Yeah, it's not going to be me painting while Ash demos Legion, but that'll be something new comes. We're excited about it. Let's take a couple of weeks, let's get it out, let's play a game, then maybe the next week I'll paint a figure, something like that. We'll be doing maybe a few of those next year. Thank you, Rattler, and thank you everyone. Your incredibly generous donations tonight. We need more of Scarlet Rasta show at the holidays, please. You will get it.
Yeah.
This my little wingman. She comes everywhere with me.
Man.
Wing woman. Wing woman.
Wigwam.
Wigwam. Right. Thank you. We are going to close.
The raffle.
We are going to close. I'll just give Mr. Ander 1 minute, unless he wants to tip, Paul. Unless you want to enter, because he
£5.
just did £5, so he might have done that because he didn't have enough spondoolies. Regards to all the festive time from Captain Rex and the #1 Southend X-Wing team, the Dark Star Marauders. One love. Captain Rex, I saw your picture of all your crew. You look fantastic, man. You look fantastic. He's already in. Cool. So I am closing that raffle. Look at. Oh, I like the gold screen.
Oh,
Look at.
hi.
That was so good. Did you see her face then? That was classic. James, I'll have that as a clip, please.
Why?
Right, so listen. Exciting news. We will be back after Christmas and New Year's, or we will put a date up. Leia's coming on the 27th, so join us on the 27th. I'm sure there'll be some streaming, right?
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Josh, but
and Simeon and Alex and myself. I'm happy to not play. I'm happy to stream if that's what you need, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Does Mr. Adair get stream boss? Was he the last person?
That's a good question.
Pork chop. Where are you from, Pork chop? Out of curiosity, are you
Turkey?
Pork chop Express?
Turkey.
Why would he be from Turkey?
Who's it
Because
saying
he's
the
a
bottom
pork
corner?
chop.
Down there.
Hawkshead. Hawkshead is
the
stream boss. No, you don't get. He thinks it's the last person to donate.
No, it's
That's
not the last
silly
person.
sausage.
No, you have to.
Right,
not help
so
them. You gonna press this button, Scarlett?
Yeah.
right, big drum roll coming. This
Go
is
on,
for a
get ready
big
on the
one,
mouse.
yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You know the stream goal is now for 2 packs of paint.
Alfred!
Frick!
Yay! Ulfric,
That's
thank
a
you,
good
Ulfric.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Alfred's donated loads.
Do you know what? Ulfric has been like our biggest donator probably throughout the year. So you really do deserve that. Thank you so much. Thank you to all you beautiful, lovely people for spending some time with me and the love you've always given us here at Warlords and myself personally. Sorry if this year hasn't been as full on as last year, but you know I've had some stuff. You're going to see lots of information about where I'm going next year and what I'm going to be doing with stuff. John has shown the clip. James has sent you something.
Why would you do that, James?
Because James
It's
is
not
brilliant.
nice.
Right, but listen, honestly, hi Zoe Babes, who's at Ulfric. Honestly, I want to wish you from the Weekend Warlords, from myself, from John the director. Do you want to put your face on screen?
I'll put my hand again.
Are you sure? You don't
Yeah.
think you should just once?
Just like once. Come on.
Just
You've
once.
seen me before.
Just once. Come on. Come on. Just a bit.
There we
A
go.
bit more. Ah, that's right, everyone. Our director is... Who's the one with the big collars?
Oh, yeah. 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 I know. Yeah. Harry Hill.
Harry Hill. No, Shazbot wants to see. You've got to show the Americans.
You
Come.
can't.
Come
Harry.
on. Come on, Harry. Come on, Harry. Come on, Harry. What, a little bit more? It's Aid Edmondson, everyone.
Maybe next year, in the new year.
You're-
It's not a Mandalorian, man.
Your director is Moby.
Video. What's the video?
It's a
Oh, the
clip of
video
you.
is a clip. We'll see it later.
Right, so, honestly, I wish you the happiest of Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
And
Christmas, everybody.
play a board game, do whatever you're going to do, but tell the people that you love them. Make sure you don't forget none of them, and spend time with the people that are important in your life. Don't waste it, because you might not get another one to do it in. You never know what tomorrow brings. When the new year comes, open the back door, then open the front, and we're going to have a good one next year. It's going to be better than this one. They can only get better, because they can't get worse. Hold on a minute, didn't we just vote in a Conservative Prime Minister again? Okay, so moving on, 2020, doomed. That's no, listen, I love you all deeply. This is such a motivation for me, and if I lose this, I'll be a very unhappy man. You guys are awesome. Happy Christmas. Congratulations to Ulfric. Merry New Year to you all. Scarlett, would you like to say Happy Christmas or anything to everyone? Just say one love or something, whatever you want to say.
Happy Christmas.
That's beautiful. John, I'll give him a big shout.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Right, listen, we will see you in a few weeks' time. We will chuck you some dates up on the internet There'll be plenty of heads up. And when you come back after Christmas, you will be winning these clone troopers. So, one love, peace, happy Christmas, Merry New Year.